Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode. So today we are doing a kind of roundtable talk on mental health, and the topic for today is: Does social media affects mental health, and if yes, how does it cause depression? So yeah, thank you very much, Rimjim, Alfia, and Anaya for joining in. It's my pleasure to have you guys here. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, it's my pleasure to have you guys. So yeah, first question is if you can just speak about yourself by one, like if you can tell what you do and what you guys do.
Okay, so may I go?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Okay, so first of all, I'm Alifia. I hail from the city of Surat. We are a team of Fortis mental health advocates. We have a goal of destigmatizing mental health.
Okay.
Speak about things that are not usually spoken about. And I have two of my friends, Rimjim and Anya. Why don't you guys continue?
Hi, I'm Anya. I'm from Delhi, and I'm in 12th grade. And yeah, as Alessia said, the Fortis Mental Health Advocacy Program is basically centered around how we can create awareness through social media among the youth about mental health and its various taboos. Yeah, Rimcham.
Okay, yeah.
my name is Ranjan. I'm from Raipur. I'm 18 years. So I think about Cody's mental health, we all know it is a great initiative by Dr. Parekh and under the aegis of Alina ma'am, who is an amazing mentor. So yeah, we together with a lot of enthusiastic advocates like Alfia and Anya are together spreading awareness on mental health and destigmatizing the same.
Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful. Thank you for giving your wonderful intros. It's my pleasure to have you guys again. So yeah, the first question is if you can speak about what is mental health according to you. In a different form, like what is mental health according to you, as in a what do you say, as in a form of medical way or in a dictionary format, whatever you guys are comfortable in. What is mental health according to you guys?
Alfia, would you like to start?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, sure. Uh, According to me, mental health is, I guess, something like physical health, right? We look towards our body, we see that we are not sick or something. Whenever we face problems, we go to doctors, right? So it's basically like that for mental health too.
Okay.
So I guess, yeah, according to me, that's mental health.
Wonderful.
Being healthy and, thinking healthy thoughts.
Okay.
And I think mental health should not be taken as something exclusive. It is a part of a neurological system and brain and a physical system as well. So,
Okay.
if we look at mental disorders and mental health, a lot of disorders like schizophrenia, depression, anxiety disorders are itself related to the physical symptoms. Stress itself can have various physical symptoms. So, we cannot think of mental health as something exclusive, but in complementary to the physical health. So yes,
Yeah.
mental
Mental health is an aspect of physical health, right? And so many biological factors do affect our mental health, and our mental health does affect so many biological factors.
Yeah.
So yeah, it all plays a role.
Okay. Wonderful. So yeah, as the topic of today is, does social media affects mental health, and if yes, does it cause depression? So what are your thoughts on this? Being mental health experts, being trained in mental health industry, in the sense of mental health, in the kind of work you do is on regards to mental health. So what do you think? Does it cause depression? If yes, how?
I read this very interesting study recently,
Okay.
which said that mental disorders constitute for about one-sixth of the total health disorders in the world.
Okay.
So I guess social media does play a role somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Because around almost all of our youth, global youth, I mean, not
Yeah.
just India,
Yeah.
it's engaged on different social media platforms.
Mhm.
So something has to be going wrong somewhere, right?
and we can take this from our daily life as well. We see models on Instagram and various other social networking sites with perfect figure and perfect skin type and everything. And sometimes it creates a mirage of beauty. we look up to them, and we see that why am I not like that. We'll
Yeah,
start looking at an imperfection
yeah,
just because they are having a filtered face or a makeup face which hides their flaws and which hides their pimples. That doesn't mean we can have it all. I haven't seen one person in my life having such a perfect body type and such perfect skin and flawless thing naturally. So yeah, somewhere we are neglecting the fact that it's okay, Mirage, and that's why we just self-criticize ourselves. I'm not worth it. My hairs are not perfect. My skin is not perfect, and which adds on to various type of anxiety disorders, body dysmorphic disorders, yeah, and there are many more effects.
okay,
Yeah, it definitely creates a lot of false expectations for us to live up to,
okay,
and yeah, it basically it's like it's really difficult because nobody shows the ugly side of their lives on social media, right?
true.
So,
Okay, wonderful.
but we can't like definitively say that it causes depression. I mean, it obviously impacts mental health in a negative way once you start indulging in it a lot, but we can't definitively say that it causes depression, like
Yes,
because
I
we
think
aren't actually trained.
yeah, Anya is right because
Actually,
everything
yeah.
in psychology should be backed up by stats and research, and we
Yeah.
don't have it right now. So we can only
Hmm.
predict like hypothesis, but then the result is actually also two hypotheses. So I think correlation
Okay,
we can find
Yeah.
exactly what depression is caused by social media is something we cannot tell.
okay. Yeah, yeah, I too agree on this point that I'm also a 16-year-old kid, and I do agree with you guys that mental health is a great thing, and social media plays important role because people try to glorify their life. We as humans we don't learn to appreciate, be happy. Like for example, my friend is traveling to Europe, so I should be happy for him, but I would be sad by thinking, oh, he's in Europe and I'm sitting at my home. So that's, I think that's the mentality we have. uh, it's all everyone does, not just Indians or anybody else. Everybody has it, and we just take it in a bad way and don't become happy for that. So it makes us feel bad. So I think that's a way to fix our mental health. So yeah, wonderful for that. Um so what are the major reasons you would say that social media is affecting mental health? What are the kind of reasons you would keep in front of your?
Lakshit, I'd also, like to add to our previous point that we did speak about a lot of negative things, but there is one major, positive of social media that we get support. Like, for example, let's just talk about depression. 10 years ago, we would not have spoken so openly about it. But
Yeah,
now, due to social media, there is so much awareness. We can
yeah,
talk about ourselves, we can talk about our flaws,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a major thing.
And our own initiative, the Fortis Mental Health
Huh,
Advocacy Program, is centered
exactly.
around social media. So,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So coming, the question we were doing was by what are the things which create, what are the kind of things in social media which create you know uh, does affect some mental health? What are the kind of things in affects our mental health? How and what are the things?
Definitely, envy, a feeling of worthlessness, I guess, low
Okay,
self esteem issues that spring from maybe some childhood trauma or something.
okay,
You know, Social media basically confirms what we believe. So, in a way, it can act as a catalyst for a negative or a positive experience.
okay,
And also
um,
the number of likes and comments on the social media is here to define your worth. I think the number of likes in your photo does not determine who you are. But then we are living in a society, and especially age, the teenage group, 17, 18, 16. So we are much affected because there's a need for social acceptance. And we find
yeah.
it if we have 1,000 likes in my photo, then I'll be socially accepted and appear. So I think there is a feeling of non-acceptance, and which adds on to the false things that we cater to.
okay,
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of aspects of social media that do affect us negatively. Like so many, like right now, so many celebrities have started to endorse these, these edibles that will help lose weight and stuff, which obviously don't work. And they basically show us. I mean, they put so much hard work into how they look, but then they show us very false, reasons for how they have come about living their lives. So it really makes it difficult for us to live up to those expectations.
Okay. And what are the causes? Like, how does it cause depression? Why does depression comes when we speak about social media?
Not exactly depression, but then something, a trigger which adds on to depression. Because being a psychology student, so I know the causes of the depression and everything. One major factor of depression is genetics also. We
Okay.
just need a cure for depression to happen. And there are various theories around it. But then
Yeah.
one cannot affect your depression. It is a socio, bio and socio psycho approach.
Okay.
So just one thing, social media can give you social
Hmm.
media depression. It can be social factor of the biopsychosocial approach, but then we need a bio and psycho factor too.
Yeah. Yeah, any mental illness is not triggered by just one aspect of your life. Social media can impact it, and it can, be a factor which contributes to the expression of depression in your behavior. But
Okay.
that it can't be said कि social media made me get depression. Can't say that.
Okay. And
Yeah.
what as you guys mentioned that Fortis mental health department is working on the mental health part of the thing. So what are the things you do regards to that?
Okay, so our main aim is basically destigmatizing mental health, but we take up lesser known topics of mental health, like maybe eating disorders or personality disorders. And, we write up about stuff like, we basically tell people it's okay to talk about things like this. You are not, freakish or broken if you have a mental illness.
Okay.
It's as normal as maybe having a broken leg or, having a surgery or operation for a broken body part.
Okay.
The basic aim of 40's mental health advocacy is that young people advocate that it's okay to reach out for help and it's okay to have mental disorder and various aspect of it. It's just not destigmatizing that we work for, but spreading awareness on various psychological disorders, on sensitivity to how we use the words. Like you cannot use the mental health disorders like OCD as adjective or bipolar as adjective. They're new mental disorders, and you cannot just use it in a daily conversation. Like yes, there's a whole lot of things that we work upon and issue.
Yeah, we work upon a different issue every month. We come up with a different, aspect of the stigma to target through our social media platforms every month, and then we talk about it.
Okay. And how do you guys try to spread awareness regards to the problems coming to the youngsters through social media? Yeah, social media was not created to make people depressed, but what we have made today, what we have done by ourselves today is making us to feel depressed. So how do you guys are at the Fortis Healthcare? How are you trying to spread awareness through for the mental health?
The first part is we try to create a positive space on social media so that it's not like going through a feed. Even if you see one thing that inspires you or motivates you or even just makes you feel good about yourself,
Okay.
it is making an impact.
Uh-huh.
So we try to do that, and we also make a lot of posts regarding misconceptions and myths around mental health and the taboos that regarding it, so that even if we change the mindset of one person, it would be like a really big deal for us.
True. Yeah. Okay. Okay, and what are the kind of stigmas people have for mental health? Why people think mental health is anybody who goes to like people not nowadays people are more open to mental health. I'm sure about that. But before people used to think that mental health is only for people who are mad or people who are mad or people who think they are crazy or something like that who go to mental health. So why was that misconception there in that form?
I
Um,
think it is because of the that people go through. Though in my house also in my family also I see that if one visits psychologist, one has to be mad. And then if I ask any of my relatives to just go and visit psychologists because of some stress reasons, they are like, I'm not mad. Why do you think that I'm crazy or mad or
Yeah, yeah,
something? I
yeah.
said, you don't have to visit a psychologist because you're mad. They consider it, pagal khana, which is a very wrong term which people use. So I feel bad about it because if you're having a broken leg or a headache, you immediately visit a hospital, you go to doctor. But then if you're having stress-related issues, if you're feeling low, if you're seeing signs of anxiety and depression, then we hesitate to go to a psychologist. So I think that is where we lack awareness and stigma here plays a role. Even if I want to visit this is because of log kya kahenge proverb of in
Yeah.
India, which is so famous. Log kya kahenge. So I think that adds on to it.
Okay.
Ultimately,
Yeah, I think I definitely agree with Rim Jim. We have this common misconception that if you go to a psychologist, you're labeled as mad. Trust me, even my family has those samples. I'll, ask them to, if you're facing problems, just go to a psychologist, you know, and they'll say, yaar, main pagal hu kya? And yeah, it's very prevalent. The
Okay.
stigma is there, and that's what we are trying to battle.
and I feel like it's very prevalent right now. Also, it's not like I mean, definitely things have gotten a little better, but even in educated families and even like kids my age, like 17-year-olds, think that therapy is something that you can only opt for if you have like a really difficult time, and if you have an actual mental disorder, which is not the case. Therapy is for everyone. Therapy is for self growth.
Okay. And what kind of people do you have? What kind of cases do you have? Like, no, I don't want you to share the stories you guys have already been or talked with your clients. I would be happy. Like, what kind of cases people come with, and what are the possible solutions you give to them?
neither of us are trained therapists, by the way.
Yeah.
We are just advocates
We are
in the
all, yeah,
mastermind.
college and school
We don't
students.
practice. We are just
Oh,
spreading it.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay, wonderful. Okay,
So
Yeah.
basically, we don't provide
Alina ma'am
therapy, but
can
we are
help.
here to listen, basically.
Huh.
okay,
Alina ma'am can help. She's a trained one.
Yeah.
okay, okay, okay. Wonderful. Okay, so you guys are the students of mental health, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
psychology
how do you like you as students, if you go as you see you are getting trained and into mental health thing. So how do you guys when you are into depression, when are you into anxiety? So how do you guys what do you say? How do you guys see yourself? What do you say? How do you stop? How do you stop? And what are the possible solutions you find for yourself? Uh, like what to say? How do you find the solutions for yourself to make your mental health better?
Hmm.
Look,
I mean,
the thing is, yeah, continue.
so for ourselves, I mean, we study a lot about it, but still applying it to ourselves can be really difficult. And
Hmm.
as we've been talking about it on all of our social media pages, it's always like the best option you have is to reach out to anyone. There are so many people around you who would love to listen to you if you're going through a problem, and you also listen to them. It's like a support system. So we should always, depend on support systems, and obviously applying what we study in our own lives is a big part, but sometimes it's very difficult to do that. So yeah, just practicing what we preach.
Okay,
I
okay,
completely agree with Anya because yes, we are like acceptance and everything. Change begins with you yourself. So the moment we took psychology, we made sure that first and foremost we have to take care of our own mental health. We have to be a better version of ourselves to various principles, applying various principles of psychology. It becomes a little difficult expecting too much of ourselves, but then I think we have to cope up with because we cannot pour water out of an empty jug. So we have to be a full jug first, prioritize our mental health first, and then only we can help others.
okay, wonderful. Okay, yeah, I understand. So I think we have Mehak Fatima joining in. So yeah, thank you for being here. So if you can speak about what you do, that would be amazing.
Yeah, sure. I was just waiting for everyone to finish.
Yeah, yeah,
First of all, you're asking about what kind of stigma is there in society. One thing that I would really like to put across is back in the year 2019, I did a street play for National Science Center on World Mental Health Day.
okay,
And our main focus was not this general thing that we all are looking into, that mental health need to be out there. People need to understand that the term pagal should not be used like that or stuff. But we focused rather on the part that everyone now have a certain idea that psychologists and counselors are there, but they are very reluctant to go. And even the ones who are willing and they are standing up to uh, reach out to a psychologist, they are shut down by others because they think that a psychologist is not someone important. They think what the job that a psychologist is doing, they can do it on their own. Like one of my friends, she was undergoing some kind of family issues, and she asked her parents whether she could refer to the school counselor or not. And her parents, like in front of me, they said that counselor kya kar lega, hum teri counseling karenge na, faltu mein paise kyun waste karne hain, and stuff like that. So we took that idea and we constructed a street play, and we actually won that thing as well.
okay,
Because the stigma that is in this situation, that is something new, and people need to know about this, that a job of a psychologist is not something really simple that you think that you can sit and talk to someone and everything will be fine. The thing that a psychologist or a counselor is doing, it's difficult and it is a professional line. You cannot do it on your own. You cannot just save money like that.
okay.
And second of all, the second thing that we were talking about, or what was it?
We were talking about depression caused through social media. So if you can give us some of your thoughts regards to that, that would be amazing too.
Definitely, I think so. Social media has both perks and lows as well. But there is so much of negativity going on right now, and I love the idea that Fortis Mental Health has put across a positivity that we need to generate, we need to make people smile, we need to make people happy, and that will be the first step of helping them out in terms of mental health and mental well-being. So
Okay,
I think so the work that we are doing, and even if we change one life, even if our one post is reaching one person, it makes me so much happy as an individual. So I think so impact is coming, but what can we say?
yeah, okay. So yeah, my last question to you guys is what would be a message for people, for the audience seeing this video, to keep themselves healthy through mental, like by mentally.
I think
Sorry?
first of all, talk about it. Whatever you feel, reach out to a friend, to a parent, to teachers, or anyone who you feel safe to talk to. Second is do not let the stigma govern your life. If
Okay,
you feel that you need help, it's just not the friend who can help. A friend can be a friend, as Dr. Parekh always says. A friend is a friend, and a trained psychologist is a psychologist. So you
yeah,
cannot substitute a psychologist with a friend.
true.
So don't be afraid to go to a psychologist. Do it. Uh, Positivity is very important amidst all the negativity, especially the 2020 negativity that is going on. Uh, Thing very important is to just maintain positivity and understand that we are not alone in all this.
Yeah,
Someone is always out there, and we are in this together. Yes.
okay,
Yeah, I definitely agree with Rim Jim. And I'd like to add on to that come out and speak your stories, because the as she said, change begins with us. Unless we don't come out and share our stories, we can't motivate others to come out and share theirs, right?
So
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, whatever Rimjim and the other one said, I completely agree. But adding on to that, I think so. One thing that we really need to focus on in today's life, especially, is how we use our words.
Okay.
Because there is so much of people out there who are doing like podcasts, who are putting out videos, doing posts, and so many other things,
Yeah.
that are articles, blog, and stuff. Just the use of words, how we frame our sentences, get out and could you please give me a moment alone in the room? These two sentences mean the same thing, but the impact that the person is getting is so much different. So
Yeah.
we need to form our sentences, we need to form our thoughts in words that do not hurt other sentiments, and they they generate a positive environment around us. So I need to put this message across, that we need to use our words, and we need to use them in a way that makes others happy, and that does not generate negativity.
Okay.
Yeah. I completely agree with everybody.
And would you like to add some more point regards? A message. You can just leave a message. Anya.
I know. So basically, like the work we're trying to do here is just, change a few people's mindset, and that will go a long way, because once you learn what is wrong and what is right, you will go ahead and call out somebody else for doing something wrong, and you don't necessarily need to offend them or say something bad to them. You can just correct them, and it'll go a very long way, and it could possibly even save lives. So
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, thank you very much for being here. Hope you guys do a great job and become a wonderful psychologist and whatever the fields you want to go in the future. And we wish you a lot of good lucks. Thank you very much for being here. It was my pleasure to have you guys. Thank you.
Thank you
thank you
so
so
much,
much.
much
Lakshit.
for
Thank you so much.